I'm Andrew Samalin from Samalin Wealth. And as an investment advisor, we're often asked the question, should I invest in Bitcoin or crypto? And one of the great parts of my job is that I get to chat with smart folks every day about investments, whether they're clients or colleagues. And one conversation I had was with the world's foremost collector of antique microscopes. And we talked about Bitcoin a little bit, and he offered his view that Bitcoin was really nothing more than a collectible, far from a currency. And I asked myself, well, really doesn't matter. Can we make money in either one? So let's go down the list to see if Bitcoin is a currency or a collectible. And at the end of the day, can we make money at it? So looking at Bitcoin as a collectible, there's 5 components that make up the characteristics of a collectible. And one, is there intrinsic or perceived value? The answer is no. The value is subjective rather than practical. There's no company behind it. There's no earnings behind it. So the answer is no. Is there a limited supply? Yes. They're not making any more Bitcoin. There's 21 million of them. Think Van Gogh or a rare coin or a beautiful Ferrari. So yes. Is there emotional or cultural appeal? Yeah. It's on the top of everyone's tongue today. It's in the news every day. So yes, there is cultural appeal. 4 is it used as a medium of exchange? Kind of is. Some people say no, right? You can't really go to Target with it or get gas at it with it. But Bitcoin is used a lot online, so yes, it can be. And the last component is it market driven by speculation? And the answer is absolutely. The value of these collectibles, and Bitcoin specifically, can fluctuate significantly. So yes, there's 4 out of a 5 match that it is a collectible. Now let's look at it from a currency standpoint, right? There's a couple components here too. Is it the medium of exchange? The answer is yes. They can facilitate trade and there are online uses for it, as I said. 2, is there a store of value? Nope. When Bitcoin goes up and down 50% a year, that's not stable. 3, is it a unit of account? Not really, because again, it's still too volatile. Currencies provide a standard measure for pricing goods and services, and imagine going to the store, getting a loaf of bread, and all of a sudden one day it's twice as much or half as much. It's not really valuable in that sense. Is it fungible, meaning does one Bitcoin look like every other Bitcoin? The answer is yes. And finally, is there legal recognition? Not really. The US government, are they going to grant it legal tender status to Bitcoin? Not a chance. So here's the conclusion. Bitcoin straddles that line between a currency and a collectible, and it's kind of more of a collectible. It was designed as a decentralized currency, but given the facts that we have, it truly is more as a collectible. But more importantly, here's the main reason why Bitcoin will never be a currency. Because no major government is ever going to cede their control and their own currency for another, particularly when they have no control over it. Keep in mind, we went off the gold standard in 1971 as the U.S. economy was too big to be backed by the global gold supply. We became a fiat currency, and that's one that is not backed by anything other than the authority of the issuer. In fact, it's even worse today. Using today's number, our $30 trillion economy far surpasses the $2 trillion market cap of Bitcoin, and that's at 100,000 a coin. Even assuming it goes to $1 million a coin, that's 21 trillion, still only 2/3 of the US, and it's a fraction of the world's $110 trillion world economy. At the end of the day, should you invest? Well, if you like collectibles, put a small amount into your portfolio, just like you would a collection of coins, a collection of Ferraris, a collection of art. But if you like your investments with assets, revenue, and earnings behind them, I'd look elsewhere. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Andrew Samalin from Samalin Wealth.